Hello and welcome to my Technology Management in the Classroom workshop. It is my goal to provide you with strategies to support your management of technology in your classroom. I hope you enjoy my presentation today. Now, let's get started. I didn't need a computer when I went to school. That was 40 years ago. And this is so true. When I was in elementary school, technology was overhead projectors and movies on a reel. By the time I got to high school, typing on an electric typewriter was the big thing. But my teachers also had to manage our use of typing, staying on task, and how we treated the typewriter, as well as the environment that we were in. Today's classrooms are digital learning environments. Classroom teachers have the responsibility of managing the use, handling, and safety of students and the devices. As we can see in these images, technology can include smart boards, laptops, tablets, and phones. Today, I'm going to share with you 7 classroom strategies to support the management of technology in the classroom environment. The 7 strategies include acceptable use policy, consequences, sense of value, key terms, students in charge, monitoring, and classroom environment. Before I utilize any technology in the classroom, I create with the class a technology rules and expectations chart. My rules and expectations tell how to retrieve and return devices, handling headsets, staying on task, and assigned websites. Simply being safe, respectful, and responsible. I display the chart so we can refer to it when necessary and as a visual aid to keep them honest. I also create a parent-student contract. I usually give this out at Meet the Teacher Night. The contract says parent, teacher, and student are in agreement with the rules and expectations. This short video is a good example of modeling expectations of technology in the classroom.
Some of these things are pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to go that in depth. If you ever think that you need a refresher, I have it up here. Student guidelines, this is the same exact thing. Okay? The other thing I told you about was how nice and clean that the cart looked when you came into the room. That's how it should look when you leave the room as well. And then the other thing up here is just some troubleshooting tips. Obviously there's going to be adults in here, but I'll try to help you out as much as I can. We might have to refer to some troubleshooting tips that might help us out with any problems, but I think we should be okay, okay? So here's the do's. This is everything that we are going to advocate that you do. Carry the laptop with 2 hands. Close it before carrying it. Walk slow. Place it on your desk securely. Make sure your hands are clean and dry. Now, for you guys, that might be something to really take into consideration. If you come in, especially because you come in after recess right away, make sure your hands are clean. Don't get these all dirty. Don't mess them up. We're very, very fortunate to have a laptop cart all to ourselves for math this year. Okay? So make sure that you clean your hands and dry your hands before you use them, especially if you're coming in from recess, you're all sweaty, things like that. You can always refer to this. Mrs. Wolf comes in with Mrs. Rivard's class next period. In case she needs to know, that resource is here for not only yourself, but also other adults that might come into the room who need to help you out with the laptops, okay? So that'll be there for you if you need it. Dominique, question? All right, return the laptop to the appropriate shelf in the cart when you're done. That's going to be the job of the laptop police officer that I kind of assigned that job here in a second. Right away, notify me or any other adult in the room if you're ever experiencing some kind of problem with the laptop, okay?
This is for the laptop police, is that what we're calling them?
Laptop police, yes.
Awesome.
All right, we'll start with Dominique down here, and we'll go this way. Go ahead. Mariah, you say yes or no.
17?
Yes.
What?
Nice job. Okay, it's pretty good. All right, Dominique, go to your post. Now, Dominique, you're going to do the same thing that I did when you were taking the cards out, okay? except kind of in reverse. You're going to make sure that you put them in now and plug them in so that they are charging. Okay, so you're going to call 1 through 3 when they're done, then 4 through 6, and so on. And remember, the computers go above the number. So number 1 goes up here. This is going to be number 4. This is going to be 7. Got it? Okay? Don't make me fire you from your police job on your first day. Okay, Dominique starts off. Now, while you're waiting for your number to be called, you can get out your homework from yesterday. We're going to then go over that together. All right?
You paying attention here, officer? Making sure they're doing everything right?
Well, number 1,
That's true. I do have number 1. I gotta fix this one, so.
I think that is a great video to demonstrate how to give your expectations. It looked like on day 1, and if you even notice, he even made a statement about if there's a problem with your laptop, to make sure you let us know immediately. So I thought that was an excellent job of him modeling the expected behaviors. In the next slide, there are images of anchor charts. And as you can see here, they have various things about being safe, respectful, and responsible, the expectations, and these are anchor charts that were made by the teacher with their students. Consequences for failing to meet expectations for unacceptable use of technology should be immediate. Don't wait a day or 2 to address a problem. As soon as you are aware of an infraction, discuss with students the rule or expectation that was not met and enforce any necessary consequences. The ramification for infraction should be fair to all. This is a form I use when student consequences result in a loss of use. Parents are made aware of the misuse of technology and the resulting consequence. And this is a form that was made by another teacher that I share. And here at the top, they would type in Dear Mom, Dad, today during whatever time of the day, whatever instructional period it was. I wasn't using my Chromebook to learn. Instead, I was, whatever the infraction was, if they were on an inappropriate website or doing something they should not have done with their technology, with their device. I'm going to make better choices in the future by, and then they would state what they would do in the future. And then down here it says how many days they've lost their privilege for. And then it says I will make better choices of how I use my tools from now on, and then they would sign their name and their day and the date. And that would be something that you would have for an account, for accountability with their Chromebook or whatever their form of technology is. Next is creating a sense of value. So handling devices with care and making statements of the value of technology. Let students know this is something important and valuable. When we make technology important, it becomes important to the student. So teach, demonstrate, and guide students on appropriate technology use with lessons around the correct use and care. After you have set clear expectations and modeled appropriate use, allow students to be responsible digital citizens. And I think this is a good little video right here to share with students on how to care for your devices.
No trouble. I'm all about that bass, no trouble. I'm all about that bass,
But the answer is no. Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? Gonna swim on the chandelier.
I think that's a cute short video to kind of remind them about being safe with their use of technology. In the next slide, we're going to discuss using terms and terminology. It is important to use correct terminology when dialoguing with students so the terms become familiar to them. Terms like application, navigation bar, and username are a few terms we don't always use the correct terminology for. So we might say apps or up at the top or your lunch number. So using those correct terms will help them in the future when they're using them without maybe us. It is also a good strategy to come up with a signal word to help students quickly transition. Phrases like power down, log out, prepare to shut down, and you can follow these directions with a countdown, like you have 20 seconds to be logged out. Putting students in charge. It gives students responsibility and adds value to technology. In my classroom, I have technology managers who collect Chromebooks at the end of the day and make sure they are plugged in and charged to be prepared for the next day. They also check the Chromebooks for damage. I also allow students to assist others. Sometimes our students are just as knowledgeable as we are when it comes to technology. Monitoring is one of the best ways to keep our students safe and responsible when using technology. It is important to establish a presence in the room by walking around. If they know you are going to be over their shoulder, they're a little more apt to stay on task. Another strategy I use to keep students honest is making it known that I unsystematically check history on random Chromebooks. There are some districts who have purchased software that allows teachers to remotely access device. But for those districts that don't have this capability, the best defense is roaming the room. Even in the 1950s, you'll see teachers circulating the room to monitor students, and it still works today. To create effective digital learning environments, we may have to arrange our room in such a way that it is conducive to learning and monitoring. Additionally, we need to design engaging lessons that best utilize technology and allow for collaborations. And lastly, don't let technology be a hindrance and another task. Have fun with it. Thank you. Thank you for attending today's workshop. I truly hope you enjoyed my presentation and found some useful ideas for your classroom technology management. If you have questions, please feel free to email me at the address below. I'm going to give you a second to write it down if you need to. And lastly, please take a quick quiz to gauge your learning today. Thank you again, and let's get started with technology in the classroom.